Hey everyone, it's me, Sloth, and in today's video I'm going to be doing a Berserker guide for Vesteria. Berserker is actually like my favorite damage class in this game. I use it for like grinding bosses like Octufiti and Yeti and all that. I prefer it much more than like Ranger or literally any mage. But yeah. Anyway, let's get into the video. So the subclass trainer location is a little bit trickier than the other ones. Just go around here, I'll speed up the video. Yeah, and then right up here you'll find them. Now for the stat build. Like I said earlier, this is a PvE build, so if you want to PvP with this build, I would just use Mushroom Hat, Scare Boots. You'd be pretty fine anyway, but this build is better in PvE than it is in PvP. It's mainly for that. So my stats are 50 Dex, Rest Strength. The reason I do 50 Dex is for that Deadeye perk. What you get at 50 Dex, you get like 10% extra critical chance. And then with strength, you just have strength. I wouldn't do any points in intelligence or vitality, obviously. For my skills, adventure skills, I didn't care at all. I think you'd want magic missile though, just for any sort of PvP you do. And the warrior book. These might be unpopular, but I actually, this, like I said, PvE build, so triple slash, max that out. I love max triple slash. You get the power 170 on your triple slash. It's really good for PvE, obviously not for PvP. I max quick slash for, you know, bosses and stuff. Quick slash is a lot better for killing bosses than ground slam is. Ground slam is mainly for like groups of enemies, which is why I only put 1 point to that. And I have max roll because if you play warrior without max roll, I don't know what you're doing. You need I put max roll on all my warriors. It's just how I roll, no pun intended. Berserker. No max war cry because when I'm grinding a boss like Octufiti, I hate giving other people a buff, and I hate having to go down and just use the war cry alone. I don't think it's worth it, honestly. Just max blade spin, and you obviously really want max ferocious assault. If you're not gonna do blade spin, do war cry, but either way you want ferocious assault. That's like your main DPS move. You really need that ability. So now that we got stats and skills out of the way, let's get into the gear. So for the gear, I use Ancient Helm of Order, or whatever it's called. Helm of Ancient Order. I have this one fully Great Skulled, but these are like really expensive helmets. And also the Great Headgear may fail, so don't feel bad if it just doesn't work out. But I wouldn't use basics, I just risk it and go for the Great Headgear. If you get 2 to work, that's already better than basic headgear. For armor, every Berserker pretty much needs Gladiator armor. I mean, it's a necessity for Berserkers, kind of. Not really for PvP, but some Berserkers like to use in PvP, but Gladiator armor is just really good. I use 2 edges. Some Berserkers like to use like 1 edge, 1 club, or 1 edge, an ancient jawbone, whatever. But I think 2 edges is just good enough. You get the critical chance, you get Blood Craze perk, which is stacks, I'm pretty sure. I think 2 edges is good enough. I don't think it's worth it to use an ancient jawbone or Moko club or anything like that. Maybe if you're doing basic attacks, but if you're doing abilities mainly, I think 2 edges is good enough. And for the boots, Gladiator boots, because the 5 strength is just good. And also sometimes in PvP, I'll use Mushroom Hat, Scare Boots, because you're basically a monkey with this stuff on and jump really high. Yeah, one thing I want to mention about Ferocious Assault, you have to use it once every time you like rejoin a server. Say you're server hopping, use it once because it breaks the first time you use it, and if you're doing like boss like Octufiti or Yeti, it's gonna break the first time you use it and then you won't do any damage. It's really weird. Ferocious Assault pretty good. I almost forgot to mention there's this helmet called the Wave Breaker helmet. Some Berserkers prefer this helmet. I would honestly only use it because look, that one for assault did like 50k DPS. Let's see how much one this one does. Wait, that's not, what the heck is that? I don't know what happened there, but what the cool thing about this helmet is that it has a bleeding perk, so every time you do quick slash, your target will start bleeding. This is pretty useful if you're like grinding Octufiti and you're alone. The bleed will pretty much just keep stunning him, and then you could keep attacking him. That's the only time I ever find this helmet useful, honestly. Other than that, just use Helm of Ancient Order. If there's like Rangers and stuff, you'd grind Octufiti, Rangers, other Berserkers. Just use Ancient Helm of Order. You do a lot more DPS. But Wavebreaker helmet, I would use this if you had 2 edges with extra critical on them, and you had like 10 dex rest strength, or maybe even full strength. then that's when this Wave Breaker helmet would be good. But if you're doing the build I'm doing, I wouldn't use it. Just use Helm of Ancient Order. It's not worth getting a lot less strength for that critical chance and bleeding perk. Like I said, I only use this for Soul and Octofeet or any boss because it just keeps stunning them. So one more thing I want to mention is the Blade Spin ability. Blade Spin has a glitch where if you use an ability and then just smash it really fast, you can like sprint and like move really fast and also use other abilities while in Blade Spin. It's pretty much broken in PvP. I wouldn't do it in PvP because people hate you, but say you're doing a boss, you can like quick slash, do your basic and all that while doing Blade Spin and get some more DPS. So now I'm gonna record some PvP tricks. I actually forgot to hit record. I actually recorded a little bit. That's why you see stuff in the chat, but I didn't actually hit record, so nothing happened there. But Berserker, this, like I said earlier, this build isn't really meant for PvP. However, I'm just gonna show what you can do with it. If you really want to go Berserker PvP, I would do 10 Dex, Rest Strength, and that's pretty much really good. And also I'd max Slam instead of just 1 point, and maybe put less points in a quick slash or triple slash. This one's actually pretty low level, but let's see how this goes. So put a trap down. Trying to lure me into it. Wait, try. Alright, I left myself very vulnerable with that because this guy's actually pretty good for level 43, obviously. But I'm also a trickster, so I know pretty much the whole strategy behind it. I got stuck. Let's dual Deluxe. I've already done them many times, but I forgot to record any of it. If I can land a triple slash, that's also pretty good. Even though it's not a movement of, oh god. That was a close one. I think my only shot here is winning was with some cheap Ferocious Assault. Oh, I'm dead. I'm so dead. No, I'm not. That was so cheap. The stun. And I got one shot. A critical ground slam. That's gonna one shot any Berserker. Do it all again. That was a really stupid Ferocious. I don't even know why I bother using it. Oh, that's a good one. GG. Dueling Oligan. I don't know why he's using Night Strider. Maybe he just doesn't have Doomplate. Oh my god, he has like no health left. Do I have a missile? Just put this in real quick. I'll just hit him. But he can one-shot me, I'm pretty sure, so. Yeah, missile has some use in PvP, honestly. That's the only reason you'd want to max missiles for the PvP aspect. So that's going to be it for PvP tricks. Sorry I couldn't have more variety in who I'm dueling. The main reason I skip PvP tricks in some videos is because there's no one to duel. So that's what I did this time. But if you're Berserker, you want Mushroom Helmet and Scare Boots. Those are pretty good in PvP. So that's pretty much going to wrap it up for this video. If you enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe. I'm not sure if I'll do a Sorcerer guide since it's very easy, just do full intelligence. But I may do a night guide in the future, and also I'm going to be releasing another video that's not a guide at all soon, so stay tuned for that. But that's it for the video. Bye.